Got some crutches here, and I figured I'd show you how to bust these up. These are a pretty common thing I find. Take that wing nut off. Normally I'd have my bucket right here and do it, but I'm just gonna drop it on the ground. I think you get the idea. Throw that in there, take the cushion off there, pop the cushion off there like that. Now you just got the aluminum seat. But to get clean aluminum, you gotta take all that plastic off. And this one's actually got some extra wing nuts. A lot of times they don't have that. These are built a little different than normal ones, but go ahead and take those off there. And well, of course of course when I start recording how I do it, it's one that's manufactured different. Usually there'll be like a slide mechanism where you can adjust the length and stuff. And that one actually had bolts with wing nuts. That's actually the first pair I've ever seen like that. Anyways, I take that piece off, and what I would normally do is these would all be connected, and I just break it like that, and break it in half, and then take this like this. And see these forks in a dumpster, they really come in handy for busting stuff up like that, because that's real strong steel, and it's never gonna bend or nothing. Only way that bends is when a truck rams its forks into it. And then, oh, I didn't show that to you. I don't know if that was on camera. Let's do that again. Then I go like this. I just snap those out. I think you heard it crack. I don't know if I caught that on camera. That's probably the reason why I don't like wearing a GoPro on my head. I can't see what I'm doing. Just take it off there like that. Throw that in there. That's all clean aluminum right there. That's good. I just do the same thing here. But see how that's got a manual adjustment to do the length? That's literally the first pair I've ever seen like that. In all the years I've been doing this. There's usually like a push button, and it'll slide up and down. And so this one's actually easier to take care of, because there'll usually be a little more plastic on the slide area. But anyways, that's how you do that. What I would normally do is take all that apart and take that middle beam off, and then I would go like this. Well, it's all one piece, and do that. And I don't know if I got that on film last time, so I'm gonna show it to you again. Make sure the camera's ready to go, right in the position. I just go like that. See how that works? Just comes out of there real slick. And so there's the total. That's 2 crutches worth right there. That probably weighs about, I don't know, 4 or 5 pounds maybe. And a little bit of plastic on there, but most places won't care about that little bit of plastic. And if they do, you can just take your snips and it'll just crack off there if it's that important to them. But that's it. Yeah, and you can do that, you know, just real quick. You can do both of those in pretty much under a minute. So, you know, crutches are always real good to find. And earlier I found a radiator, and I got some vacuum cleaner cords in there, and one of those stand-up fan motors. Fan will be there, and looks like an old air purifier. And down there's a shovel head, some more wire. Typical day. See that aluminum frying pan, whatever it is? Those are a fairly common thing, and it doesn't look like much, but they're fairly heavy. And it's a nice piece of aluminum. Well, I forgot to turn the camera on at the last dumpster I was at. There's so much in there, I was just in a hurry to start transporting it. But it's a bunch of these computer drives, bunch of disk drives, it looks like. And there's a bunch of them. There's a whole box of them. Oh, entire box case full of them in here. And there's a bunch more in that dumpster, and it's also, oh no. Well then, that finally broke. There's a bunch more in there, and it's a dumpster full of this stuff here. It's aluminum shavings from some sort of metal fabricating business. And I don't know why all these, there's a bunch of mouses in there, a bunch of mice in there too, and a bunch of keyboards and stuff. And I'm dropping this stuff off, and I'll turn the camera back on at that dumpster to show you what I'm talking about. I should have turned it on in the first place, but I totally spaced it off because I was in go mode. All right, here's that dumpster, and look at that. Just a giant, just a mountain. Just a mountain of aluminum shavings. And I think that box right there is full of keyboards. And there's, that box down there is full of more of those disk drives. And I'm running low on camera battery, so I'm telling you about it right now before I get in there in case my battery dies. And then this, just this giant mountain of aluminum. And I grabbed a couple totes. I'm gonna stuff both these totes full, and I'll have a double-decker load going of that aluminum. And I might have to come back one more time. Well, it looks like my camera battery's hanging in there for a few more seconds anyway. There's all those CD drives, and I'll take all the boards out of there. I don't know if you can see all those gold pins down in there. Those are nice boards that are in there, and I'll send those to boardsort.com with my gold-plated boards, or with my boards. And there's a bunch of, let's see, about 6, 7 of those dudes in there, keyboards. And I guess that's about it. Look at that big old mountain. Look how big that is. And it's not just shavings neither. See, look at that. See them blocks? There's blocks in there too. Blocks throughout there. It's a nice score. Well, there's 2 buckets, and that's easily 100 pounds combined of aluminum. And some nice aluminum chunks in there. And whatever that thing is, that's a piece of steel. I don't know what it is. Maybe off broken part off one of their machines or something. But yeah, it's a good 100 pounds of aluminum. Plus, I already took 20 pounds out. Plus, oh, there's got to be close to another 100 pounds in there. And I'm still gonna come back and get those keyboards. But I figure you might enjoy this. This is a rather interesting dumpster score. That might be kind of unique. You may not have seen something like this, so figured I'd show it to you. There's the double-decker load. And I don't have to tell you this is dangerous, so I don't recommend you doing this yourself on a motorcycle. It'd be irresponsible of me to recommend you go do this. But at the same time, that's good entertainment for you. So, and that I'm having a hard time keeping the bike straight because it wants to fall over. There we go. Now I got it steady. But yeah, that might actually be over 120 pounds of aluminum. It's hard telling without a scale, but yeah, I guess Yahoo. I guess YouTube has a new thing, a bell if you're subscribed to my channels, and you want to get notifications of when I put out new videos. You gotta ding that little bell down there on a subscribe thing. So You know, I'm not one who tells people to like and subscribe and all that jazz. But, you know, if you're already subscribed and you want to get notified when I put out new stuff, click that little bell down there on a subscribe button, and then you'll get instant notifications when I publish new stuff. I'm after the last load. I might be able to fill up my bucket one more time. It looks like they mill some sort of plastic parts too. And luckily it looked like they dumped the plastic in here separately and then dumped the aluminum on top of it. So it's not all mixed together. But it's really sharp to grab with your fingers, so here's how I was doing it. I just put my bucket like that. I just take this little bucket like this and just scoop it in there. See how that's working? Works pretty good. So I'm gonna be able to get almost every bit of this, except for I gotta pick it out of my shoes and my socks, which isn't a lot of fun. But see how that plastic's in there? I want to avoid that as much as possible. Luckily it's not all mixed together, because then I wouldn't get clean aluminum for it. And some places might not give clean aluminum for it to begin with because it's so thin. But I know of at least one yard will give me clean for it. And other yards might give me a lower price because it's so thin, but I should be able to get clean aluminum price for this. Well, see, I didn't know that plastic was down there. I thought that was going to be all aluminum. But it's still going to be a good load. Yeah, if that would have been all aluminum, that would have been another 150 pounds or so. Yeah, that's gonna be about it, because I don't want to take any more of that plastic than I have to, because that'll decrease the value of the entire load if I take too much of that stuff. That's probably gonna do it, really. See, I got quite a bit of that plastic in there. That's still a half bucket though. That's not bad. I didn't get too much of that plastic in there, so that ought to do it. And a little more. Not much though. There's a block. Those are good. There was a bunch of those in there too. That's gonna do it. I'll take this home and weigh it up and show you how much it's gonna be worth. Alright, let's see how much all this weighs. Oh yeah, almost 64 pounds on that. We'll just call it 63 pounds on one bucket. See how much this one weighs. Get that out of there. $59 on that, so what was it, 63 and 60s, 122. I was pretty close on that guess, wasn't I? So 122, 50, that's 172, 178. And the last one. $188 and 6 is 194. And we'll just call it 195 with all those extra ounces. Maybe 196. Plus there was some cans in there. So 195 pounds of aluminum. And 27 disk drives that I'll take the boards out of. That's a nice little bonus. And that piece of steel was in there. So it's not too bad. I probably could have scraped another 5 pounds out of there if I really wanted, but it was getting pretty slim pickings with that plastic and stuff. So there was probably 200 pounds in there. I'm comfortable with saying that. And I think aluminum is up to 40 cents a pound. So 200 pounds of aluminum at 40 cents a pound would be $80. Take off 5 pounds. Will be, what would that be? $2. So about $78. And aluminum might be down to like 35 cents. This might be down a little bit, but it's in that ballpark. Oh, I forgot about that little tote. That first tote I took out of there weighed about 20 pounds. So yeah, that's well over 200 pounds. Probably 210, 215, thereabouts. So that'd be what, $88? Let's see, what would 20, yeah, 4, 8. That'd be about $88. It might have been a little less than 20 pounds, so about 85 bucks at least. Not too bad.